we know that sugar detox is extremely powerful. It's 8 times more addictive than heroin. Coming off sugar is absolutely horrible. We've all done it. We are all recovering sugar addicts. You need to remember this about yourself. And it's going to be about 4 to 7 days that you will be detoxing, just so you know. But on that 8th day, the average person wakes up, the average person, it might be longer for you, and the fog is lifted and they feel phenomenal.
I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening.
Welcome back to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I am Cristy Code Red Nickel, your host, author, entrepreneur, and because I'm standing up, I'm going to go ba 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 pa. Retired professional boxer. Hello, I still got it, even at 44 years old. I am joined by Carrie Thompson from Rhineyville, Kentucky, coming in at 100 pounds.
I'm 100 and sexy.
I love that.
She weigh 100 and sexy. Hey, Cristy, I'm telling you, even though I officially did win all fights when we were kids, I would not want to fight you. You got to, and like Cristy says, you got to worry about the little ones. Those are the scrappers, like our sister.
Well, I like our sister. Yeah, you wouldn't want to fight our sister. She'll kill you. She'll flat kill you, and then she'll walk over there like it ain't nothing. Like she didn't
like a Viking and stand on your body.
Yeah, she'll fall asleep like it ain't nothing. She'll kill you. She's a scrapper. Carrie, thank you for joining me, you guys. This comes from you. The podcast comes from you today. This is our Q&A from Instagram submitted questions. But first, Carrie and I want to show you our really awesome grunt style shirts that we're wearing today. Yes, we have matching shirts on today. I'm sorry you can't really see me. Those of you guys watching, there we go. Yes, Grunt Style. Thank you to Grunt Style for these shirts. And
we love you, Grunt Style.
We love you guys. We
would love to partner with you. Cristy, are we allowed to like tag them in a podcast?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
Maybe if we, maybe I will. Yeah, totally. You never know, but we do. We support, Grunt Style supports our military, and we support the military, obviously. And
yeah.
We love being twinsies, so we're twinsies today for you. All right. Is everybody ready for the Q&A? Some were submitted to Carrie and some were submitted to me. And so I've got them right here in front of me.
And I haven't heard Cristy's and she hasn't heard mine, which I think adds to the authenticity of this podcast. I'm just saying.
Well, that's what people love the most about us is we are authentic, we're real, we're raw, we're honest, and we're never going to stop being that way because there's not enough of that in this world. First question. Well, I don't know your name. I just know you're CYP616. Sorry, don't know your name. You're supposed to leave your name here. But first question is, what about pregnancy and Code Red?
I think this is a very valid question. Cristy and I met at one of our conferences. We met Dr. Ken Berry, and he is just an awesome dude, just a really awesome dude. And he wrote the book, The 5 Lies That Your Doctor Told You or Tells You. I'm not sure.
Well, just lies my doctor told me.
Lies. I thought it was 5 lies. Anyway, and his wife, Nisha, when we met them, was pregnant with their son. She's since had the son, and it's been a little while. She looks great. She ate low carb throughout her pregnancy and also is breastfeeding and doing all this, continuing to eat a no sugar, no processed food kind of life. Now, I'm not exactly sure what she followed. I don't think it was exactly Code Red, but it's something similar to what we believe. Again, we don't knock anybody else's plans because, hey, if it's saving lives and keeping people healthy, who cares? Anyway, Nisha's a nurse. She writes about it on her blog. And every time somebody asks me this question, Cristy, I send them to Nisha. I'm like, she's a great person. We got to talk with her. She's just really cool. Dr. Berry's cool. And so I just send them right over to Nisha because she has Nisha Salas, Salas Berry. She just has a lot of interesting information about how she did it. Now, Christy does a YouTube little video about pregnancy and Code Red, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah, thank you. Also, on the same, and we want to reiterate that Nisha's husband is an MD, and so they knew exactly what they were doing. And he's one, and Ken Berry is one of the leading doctors in this whole movement that all of us are a part of, eliminating the sugar from our diet and getting good, healthy fat and protein. Another person is Thomas DeLauer's wife, Amber DeLauer. She's done both of her pregnancies in doing keto, doing low carb, eating whole foods. So our basic stance on it is that we believe that real food, water, and sleep is healthy for everybody, no matter who you are, no matter what. Real food, water, and sleep is healthy for everybody. But you do want to follow your doctor's orders. Ultimately, we want you to make sure that that you do that. I guess I want to throw this in here one more time and say that a lot of traditional medical doctors don't really believe. They don't put as much stock into food as we do, and that's kind of sad. So I would find a doctor that believes what we believe and believes in real food, water, and sleep, and partner with them throughout your healthy pregnancy.
I love that advice. I think that's perfect. Again, we don't give medical advice. We can just send you in the right directions. So the other thing I think that's really important, again, is to find someone who will partner with you. The big thing is, guys, you don't want to be losing weight when you're pregnant at any point, So we will not do a custom program for you if you're pregnant, and not even if you're breastfeeding. And it's not because we don't believe in it. It's just a liability issue. So I want to make that clear in case anyone writes to us and says, yeah, I mean, if I ended up pregnant, I don't know how in the angels in heaven that would happen, but I would definitely keep eating Code Red through my pregnancy. But that's me. And I would also find a doctor who believed like that. I just can't believe, Christy, any doctor would be like, no, don't eat steak and green beans. You need to go back to ho-hos and Krispy Kremes.
No kidding. If I got pregnant, first, obviously that's not possible. But if I did, I would never. I mean, I would give that baby the absolute best start it could possibly have. I mean, I would be, because it's not about me anymore. So that's kind of how we feel. Would you like to go with the next question, sis?
Okay. I didn't get names either, but this next question was from one of my followers on Instagram, and they said, why should I join 10-pound takedown challenge? And I was like, oh my gosh, what a good question, because I talk about it all the time on Instagram. I talk about it all the time on Facebook. I talk about Code Red. But why? Why should I join? And I love this question.
Yeah, a great question. It's one we get all the time. Not a hard one for us to answer. It's a very simple answer. The 10-pound takedown is a great way for you to dip your toe into the lifestyle and see if it's for you. It's only $47. So for 30 days, you can lose at least 10 pounds by eating real food, drinking water, and sleeping. We track water, weight, and sleep each day, and you get a little tracker. That's part of what you get for the $47. You should also get a food list. You're going to eat off this side. You're not going to eat off that side. And you're going to follow very simple rules. You're also going to join in our community. You're going to get 8 a.m. videos from Cari and I, where we teach you something new every day. You're going to have a thank you incentive gift just for joining, and you're going to get a chance at the challenge swag, not to mention the $2,000 of prizes that you are eligible for. Great question, sis.
Yeah. And what I would add to that, although that was perfect, is if you were like me and you've tried everything and it hasn't worked, you've done the fen-phen, maybe you had gastric surgery for weight loss like I did, and then it didn't work. Maybe you have tried all of the Nutrisystem and the Weight Watchers, and you counted points, and you've done it all and it didn't work. I'm asking you, this person, I'm speaking right now to this person who asked me this question. I'm asking you to give us 30 days, 100% wholeheartedly 30 days, and just see how you feel. You can do anything for 30 days. That's what I say when I'm in a workout class. I can do anything for a half an hour. I can do anything for a half an hour.
Yeah.
You can do it, Cari. Same thing. You can do anything for 30 days. So that's the other part I would like to say too.
Give us your best. We're giving you our best. We just give us a try. And it's really $47. If you hate it, you're not any worse here.
Yeah. What are you out? Like 1/2 of a meal at a drive-thru? I mean,
For real.
Yeah.
The next question comes from, you guys and your Instagram names. I can't pronounce. NYAK. Okay, New York A Kim Gathag. I'm sorry, NYAKIMGATHAG. That's a lot of letters. I said it. I said it was okay if I say your name. So the ones that
Good job.
that was all. I just read it off. Been doing Code Red Lifestyle for 2.5 months. I'm saving up for my custom program. Yay! Does having your period affect weight loss? And to that I say it. I know for me, when I get ready to start my period, the day before and the day of, I am up 1 to 2 pounds, and then it comes right back off that next day.
Mine too. I always say I get really aggravated at everybody. I'm like, everybody's making me mad. And then I get on the scale and I'm like, and my weight is up. And then the next day I'm like, yep, started my period.
Yeah.
That's how I know. Absolutely, guys. You're going to have weight fluctuations with hormone fluctuations. It's totally normal. What you don't want to do is allow that to be a reason to eat whatever you want and not take care of yourself and make good choices. If you'll just mark it like we used to when we were kids, just a red dot on your calendar. That's all I'm saying. A red dot on your calendar. You know when it's coming. You don't get upset. Yep. You expect it and you move on. It's just allow yourself, like Christy and I say, allow yourself extra water, allow yourself extra sleep, and just take good care of yourself throughout your period.
Yeah. Great question. Okay, sis, go ahead.
Okay. This is, I don't know who it's from. Again, I didn't write that down like you did, Christy. I didn't want to have to slaughter the, but I didn't want to slaughter.
No, I'm slaughtering them, but yeah.
Some of them are crazy. So what is your favorite Code Red meal to both of us?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can tell you mine. When I was in weight loss mode, here was my favorite Code Red meal. I would take a pork roast, a big one, and I would put it in the Crock-Pot for 1,000,000 hours. And then I would take it out and section it up into what I was going to have for the day. And then, when you're doing a custom program, you do weigh and measure everything because that's part of a custom program, not for the challenge. And so I would get my pre-portioned pot roast, which was delicious and juicy and yummy, weigh it, stick it on the plate, get a steamers of, the steamers that you throw in the microwave of green beans, put that portion on there. You can have a goodly amount of green beans. I'm just saying, ain't nobody like, I'm just so full after this much green bean. I mean, you can eat, green beans are yummy. Put some Redmond's real salt on it and then a good quality butter on those green beans, and I am a happy girl. That is all I needed, Christy.
Well, mine is a ribeye steak and asparagus.
Really? Asparagus is your favorite?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many good things about asparagus. It is like a superfood.
It's like a superfood. Yeah, it really is a superfood.
You get a lot. You get a lot of a big amount for not very many numbers. You get a lot of nutrients, and your good gut bacteria gets fed. And man, a ribeye steak for me, there's nothing better. For me, a ribeye steak is a perfect mixture of fat and protein.
How do you cook your asparagus?
Miles steams it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And sometimes he grills it, but
grill it would be good. If you don't cook it the right way, it's awfully
yeah.
Get it out of your teeth.
Then you got to bring on the stinky pea.
Yeah. Stinky pea. You know what I do for Brandon in the mornings? I'll take asparagus and chunk it up real small, guys, like little tiny chunks, and saute that in a pan with a little bit of ghee, and then add his other veggies in when that's nice and soft, and then make an omelet out of that. That's a great way to eat asparagus because you don't have to worry about trying to get through big chunks of it, trying to cook through big chunks of it. This is not a cooking show. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Next question. There are some people that just submitted, hi, Christy. How are you doing? They didn't actually submit, so I'm going through. Here's an interesting. So Leanne says, what is your go-to meal that will yield a big drop on the scale the next morning? I don't like this question at all.
Christy.
What does that mean?
I'm just saying, like, she's allowed to ask the question.
But why would she's why would we worry about just eating just for a big drop the next morning? We need to be eating for our health. We need to be eating for healing. We're getting big drops every day on Code Red. I mean, name a program that you lose 1% of your body weight a week? Our program already exceeds every program in North America for getting weight off of people. I mean, the only people that are getting weight off people faster than Code Red is like the Biggest Loser, but that's incredibly unhealthy. We're getting 15 pounds a week off people. So I don't know why the heck she's asking this. Like, what is your go-to meal that will yield a big drop on the scale the next morning? I don't like that. I don't know how to answer it.
Leanne, here's the deal. Just eat real food. We don't have a meal because here's the deal. I'm not sure if you meant it this way. Maybe you didn't, but there is no magic pill. There is no magic meal. There is no magic ingredient. I tell you, chia and flax, it's not magic. You still have to balance and eat it in proportion. You just can't eat a whole bag of flax and thinks that's going to, that's where the lemon and cayenne pepper diet came from. That's when the cabbage soup diet came from. Yep. It's that kind of thinking. I think that's what makes Cristy a little bit about this question is what is the thinking? What is the thinking behind a question like that? The thinking is, I got to get this late. I want to see a big drop. No, we should really switch our focus, and maybe you're new. And so you haven't had a long time to do this, but really it's time to switch our focus from what can get us to our goal fastest to what can I do to nourish my body after eating Burger King and Dairy Queen for the last 40 years. Do you see what I mean? That's the focus we want you to have. So your question isn't bad. It's just we question what's behind it. That's
what it is. What's behind it? Are you trying to come in a little bit light for a photo shoot? Are you trying to look at I don't know why you want to yield a big drop on the scale? What, one morning or every morning? I mean, it's there's so much behind the question that bothers me.
When I was coaching Cristy, I had someone ask me about that same question. And she was like, and I got on the bike for a half hour this morning. And I was like, whoa. Like it was
that's a form of purging
mentality of trying to work, trying to earn your food or earn your weight loss through exercise.
Right.
Or, then what the problem is, Leanne, and again, maybe not you, but you're on that slippery slope of, well, then I just got to have an apple a day.
There you go. There you go.
That's why we worry about people that have that kind of mentality. And it's a big shift to start thinking like Code Red. It's a big shift. I used to think just like you. And you're not wrong. It's just a paradigm shift.
Yeah. What's behind the question is what bothers me the most. It's a high cringe factor for me.
Yeah. We have those high cringe questions, don't we?
Yes. Well, you're next. Do you have a high cringe question?
Okay. This is a high cringe question.
Oh no. Okay, here we go. I'll watch my facial expressions.
Yeah. Everyone hold on. Here we go. Cristy, here we go. Take a big breath. It's like, okay, little poke, take a big breath, and we're going to do it. Okay. If vodka doesn't have any sugar and no carbs, why can't I drink it while I'm on Code Red?
Okay. All right.
Is that true about vodka?
Yeah, it's actually your gin, your vodka, your gin and vodka, your clear liquors. All right. I have been in this industry over 25 years. I've written thousands of programs. I've had tens of thousands of people come through my challenges. Carrie's been with me for 3 years at the time of this recording. She has had her fair share. She's done her own coaching. What we've noticed across the board is I've never seen anybody be able to lose weight all the way down to goal weight at a goodly amount of time while drinking any kind of alcohol. Two things that are happening when you drink alcohol. Not only does it turn into sugar in your liver and it causes a whole host of problems, but it makes you free of your inhibitions.
Yes.
And people are like, they have one vodka tonic and then they end up having two, and then they get a really buzz and they have the whole sleeve of Ritz crackers, and then they don't give a flying F. And I can't get that back from a person. And we just noticed that I've just and physiologically I just can't get weight off them as quickly. So when you hit maintenance and you want to add a little bit of alcohol back in, your gin, your vodka are going to be your best bet as long as you don't mix them with anything sugary. You want to mix them with something like a diet tonic or a diet Sprite. But if you try to do it during weight loss mode, you're just going to waste your time.
Cristy, I had something similar when I was coaching to someone who partook of the Mary Jane. They might have smoked a little pot before they went to bed at night. Well, then they would get the munchies.
Oh, geez.
And then they would eat and get off track. And I'm like, So either you smoke pot when you're just getting ready to go to bed. Like I don't know. I'm not going to comment on drug use, any of that kind of stuff. Like, but if you're going to do it, like I'm trying to help you out, be practical. Smoke it, go right to sleep. Don't smoke it and go wander around the kitchen.
Right. No, stay away from the kitchen.
But I remember when that question came through, I was like, I think I've heard it all now.
Yeah. Oh, so I hope that answered your question. And you know what? It's good to ask the hard stuff. It's good for me to control myself.
I'd rather have them ask.
Christy, I love your content. Have an amazing day. Thank you. Hi, Christy from the UK. Thank you. Okay, here's a good one, sis. Liliana says, how were your experiences and your thoughts eating vegan versus carnivore?
Ooh.
Yeah. So
talk about opposite sides of thinking.
Whoa, you can't get more opposite. So I was vegan from September 2007 through September 2008. 1 solid year I was vegan. I fought at Madison Square Garden during that. I came in at 149 pounds and I lost that fight. I was so tired and dehydrated and malnourished that I could barely keep my eyes open during the fight. In fact, right before they had called me out of the fight, I was actually falling asleep on my dressing room floor. It was a hot mess. That entire year that I was a vegan, I was a hot mess. I thought I was doing the right thing and I wasn't. And the problem with being vegan is you're cutting out so many food groups, any animal products whatsoever, you're having to supplement with a lot of grains, and that's never a good thing. So when I have tried carnivore diet, we don't do that on Code Red, but I've tried many diets from Mediterranean to paleo to carnivore to all kinds of different diets because I want to put myself as a guinea pig. I felt much more nourished. I felt much better than I did on vegan. It was complete opposite. I felt full and happy and energy, and my digestive system was cleared up. So the moral of the story is, I don't believe Cari is much nicer about this than I am. I just don't believe in vegan or vegetarian. Because we were never created to not eat meat. We were always created to eat meat. That it was what we've been doing for a millennia. And so for you to just be like and just cut out animal products, I don't think that's the right thing to do. Health-wise.
Now, what did you eat when you were vegan, Christy?
A ton of grains, sis, like oatmeal and rice and beans. And those are things I can't metabolize.
So I mean, Christy and I think a little differently. I don't have a problem with people that are vegetarian that are smart about it.
Yeah.
My daughter is vegetarian. That's fine. But she's also anemic. So she takes her iron. I always say, well, then, I think that she is a graduate student. So I think she's existing on rice and popcorn most of the time, whatever, be 22 and do that. But, I can't stop that. I do notice that the energy is an issue for her. And so I wonder about that. The problem for me really lies between vegan and vegetarianism. Vegan cuts out the eggs. And I think eggs are such an amazing, you all know my chickens. They're such an amazing source, such a perfect food. I hate for you to see those go, and your sour creams and butter, such good things that are really nourishing for our bodies. So I don't have as much of a problem with the vegetarians. That's fine. If that's a ethical issue for you, then, that's fine. I do have a tough time with vegans because I do believe they're super undernourished, but that's my own personal, again, these are our personal opinions that we don't even really talk about much on Code Red. You know what I mean? But that was Christy's personal experience.
Yeah.
Which does hold a lot of water and a lot of weight. I ain't never been vegan unless I was NPO, meaning I wasn't supposed to eat anything.
Yeah, right. And what we've just noticed is people just don't do. Let me just say that when you are vegan or vegetarian and you got to cut out animal products, I've got to rely heavily on the plant-based fats like avocado, coconut oil, walnuts, the seeds, that kind of stuff. And you're just not going to have as much of a variety. So you can eat Code Red and do vegan or vegetarian. You're just going to have a limited.
It's pretty tough to do vegan.
It's tough. You're right. Vegetarian. Yeah.
But vegetarian, you can do that. I mean, chia, flax, there are some amazing proteins out there. Chia seeds have a ton of protein. Again, eggs have a ton of protein. Avocados, like I said, these are great foods. You can do it. Is it going to take more work? Yeah, it's going to take a little more work, but you knew that when you became a vegetarian. So, it's going to
I've seen either really fat vegetarians and vegans, or I've seen malnourished vegetarian, but even fat, you can be malnourished. So it's not, I don't think it's the healthiest lifestyle. And I will support you if you come to Code Red and you want to go in that direction. I just don't believe it's the right direction.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right, Cari, go ahead. You ready?
Okay, last one. My spouse isn't supportive of my journey in Code Red.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what to do.
Cari, my husband, Chef Miles, Cari, he baked homemade bread yesterday.
I saw that on your Instagram stories. I was like, what? Because nothing tastes better than homemade. Nothing smells better than homemade bread.
Yeah. So listen, I get it. My spouse he is healthy. He just isn't all Code Red. And so you have a spouse that doesn't want to follow the rules. Now there is a difference between Miles' organic homemade bread. Still, yes. I did not eat it. And your husband bringing in ho-hos and SpaghettiOs and yes. donuts and
yes.
pops and Red Bulls. Like there are varying degrees here, and giving you attitude and rolling his eyes behind your back and huffing and puffing. Like
and sabotaging.
Right. So I had a girl, Cari, tell me on Instagram Messenger that she said her husband tried to shove the food in her mouth when she was sitting on the couch one time. It was like a cookie, like an Oreo cookie. Actually put it in her mouth and she went like this. I mean, wow, what a jerk. So what do you do? My personal opinion is that if you guys are married and you are 50-50 owners of the house, I know Idaho is a 50-50 state, you have 50-50 say-so on what's going on in that kitchen. So you need to stand your ground, and you need to say, no, I can't have this in here because you put it in your man cave or the garage or your office or something like that. Cari says to have a conversation with them, and don't forget, I know what she's going to say, don't forget they've watched you do a ton of diets and fail and spend a lot of money and fail.
Our coach, one of our certified coaches and our compliance officer, Cassie, tells a story about when she lost, was it 75
pounds in 4 months?
Cassie lost 75 pounds in 4 months. Get this, you guys. She didn't even tell her husband because she had failed at so many previous eating plans. She didn't tell Tim. And Tim's a cool dude. Didn't even tell him. Bought it, didn't tell him. Started losing the weight, didn't tell him. And Sally started to notice. And he didn't notice the weight. You know what he noticed first? Her attitude change.
Ooh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Remember her telling that story?
Yep.
So it is tough if they've seen you do FinFin and they paid for you to do Weight Watchers, and you guys have put out family savings so you could do this, or even worse, financially, you paid to have a gastric surgery. I understand that. $15,000 to $30,000. So they paid for all that. It's sort of like back in the day. Let me give you guys an example. Back in the day, I told my husband I wanted a treadmill. We bought a treadmill. I used it twice. So now I've been committed to going to the gym for 2 years. I would like to have a treadmill because I can't get to the gym. I'm afraid to ask for a treadmill because of what happened last time.
Oh.
Not because I don't think I would, because I know I would. I'm a totally different person now. I work out all the time. But more because of my failed, because last time we sold it. We rolled it back out and sold it. And it's it's hard to get in the basement. Now, I know now if I had one, I would definitely do it. I want to do sprints, and I don't want to run outside because I'm not Cristy Code Red. I ain't no champion. Okay, folks. So I think it's completely reasonable. And I do have a say over what I buy. It's the same idea with the eating plans. Your husband or wife has seen you do so many. They aren't sure. They're skeptical. They're waiting for the other shoe to drop. They're waiting for you to come home with the Haagen-Dazs and be like, forget it. I didn't like that plan anyway. Y'all, I've been there. I have been there. So keep in mind that. Keep in mind. Just, the other thing is let your actions speak louder than your words. Just shut your mouth. Don't nag. Don't complain around. Just do it. Just do it. Show them. Just show them. Keep your mouth shut and show them. When I first started exercising, it had been, what was it? Jim Gaffigan says, I missed the gym today. That's been 30 years now. When I first started going to the gym, it had been quite a while since I had gone to the gym. And you know what? I didn't talk about it with my husband. I just went because I didn't want him to think I was going to try it again. And I didn't talk about it I didn't complain if my knees hurt. I didn't complain if I was sore. I just went to the gym. I complained to Christy, but I didn't complain because I was like, you know what? You made this bed, you lay in it. So I would say let your example be it. Then on the other hand, I want to say this. Sometimes you have to put your foot down and say, no, you know what? No, You're not buying Raisin Bran. If you struggle with proximity eating, which I do, I ask my husband, if you want it, just eat it somewhere else and then don't bring it home. Just don't, please. And I tell him it's really hard for me. And then he's like, you look beautiful. I'm like, well, thank you. I also want to control my weight. Do you know what I mean? So it's a tough question. Those are all the questions I have, Christy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to say that, that if it comes down to it and he or she, your spouse refuses to get the junk food out of the house, you are just going to have to be tough and dig your heels in and just not eat it. I know it is hard, but what do you want more? What is your why? Your why has got to be strong enough.
Oh, and it should make you mad enough that you want to succeed.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Right. Like, oh, I'm going to show you, Bob.
Okay, I've got one more question. This is from Marla Jean. Marla said, what are some tips and tricks for sugar detox? And we know that sugar detox is extremely powerful. It's 8 times more addictive than heroin. Coming off sugar is absolutely horrible. We've all done it. We are all recovering sugar addicts. You need to remember this about yourself. And it's going to be about 4 to 7 days that you will be detoxing, just so you know. But on that 8th day, the average person wakes up, it might be longer for you, and the fog is lifted and they feel phenomenal.
I will say it depends on what you were doing before. People always say, well, I eat good. Well, what are you eating? Because I read every questionnaire that comes through with the custom program, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Eating Subway sandwiches and bags of chips, that's not eating good. However, there is going to be a big difference between the person drinking a 12-pack of Coke every day as opposed to the person that has some iced tea and mostly water. They're going to detox differently. So keep in mind that you're going to want to allow yourself lots of sleep. It's going to suck, and then it's not. It's like labor. It's going to suck for a while, and then it's going to be over. I tell myself all the time, that is my go-to saying when things are hard in my life. It's going to suck for a little bit, and then it's not. It's just like this tattoo. It's going to hurt, and then you're going to have a beautiful tattoo. So you have to kind of think of it that way. It's 10 days of me paying the piper for years of eating crap, and then it's going to be okay. I'm going to be fine. The other thing you want to do is you want to get Redmond's real salt. And you want to put a little bit in each of your water bottles. And you want to keep your salt up. That is your salt and your hydration are the 2 things that are really going to help you get through detox gentler. If you don't eat, you don't drink, you lay around and whine and complain and lay in the bed with a headache, it's just going to be rough. But if you stay hydrated and you keep your salt intake up, that will help with a lot of the crappy feelings you get with detox.
Cari, I will tell you that when the COVID-19 thing really hit the fan, and one of my events it was canceled. One of my big event in Dallas was canceled. It spiraled me down into a depression, and I spent 3 days in a depression. I don't even battle depression. I'm not a depressed person. I don't even have a problem with this. But the whole thing I went crashing down. I ate a little bit of sugar, and I had a detox from that. It was 3 days for me now, because my sugar, when I say eat a little bit, I only mean a little bit. I didn't do what you guys, I'm not talking about 12 years of eating it. I'm talking about, I just ate a little bit, but it still took me 3 days of absolute hell. I was sick. I had massive headaches. I could only just lay there all day long. So it affects everybody differently.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And again, it depends on if you're going through the drive-through 3 times a day, or if you guys were cooking things like chicken strips at home and fries. That's a different kind of detox. It really is. But staying hydrated and staying up on your salt intake are the biggest things. Also, be prepared. Have your sugar-free gum on hand. Have your teas, your flavored teas, so you can have a little bit of flavored tea to help you get through it. Give yourself plenty of sleep. If you get a headache, take something for it. Use your essential oils. Just be prepared and get through it. Just put your head down, suck it up, and do it. We don't do enough sucking up in our society anymore. I've never met anyone that sucks it up, quite like you. Of course, the male equivalent of Cristy would be my husband. And he just like, if it's at 95 degrees outside and we have to dig a ditch, nobody wants to do it. He's just like, let's get it done. You just get in and you do it. You just do the work, guys. You just do the work. You take your shirt off and you're in your tank top and it's sweaty and you just get your shovel, you jump in the ditch and you just dig and get it done. That's how you need to look at detox. And if you can kind of look at it as it's going to suck for a little bit and then it's not, you're going to be fine. That's how I think of it, is like, and I always tell myself, well, you paying the piper, Cari.
Yeah. And you need to remember that it's only for a short amount of time and it is going to be over with. It's not like you have to wonder. No, you don't have to wonder anything. Yeah. The worst thing you can do is go back and have a little bit of sugar. Just have one Hershey's Kiss off your coworker's desk. Don't do that because that's going to restart the process over. It has to get out of your system. So just suck it up, pay the piper, do the work, get through that first 7 days for the average person. On that 8th day for the average person, you're going to wake up feeling fantastic. Great question.
Yeah, great question.
Oh, this was fun with Q&As from Instagram. Oh my gosh, that was fun.
Well, it's shouting time in heaven. Oh, what a glorious day.
I don't remember that song.
Well, it's an old one. My mother-in-law, when I would give her, my mother-in-law was quite ill. I have 2 mother-in-laws, but this one was quite ill and I would give her a bath and I would give her a bath because, it's not a fun experience for her, I'm sure. She's much better now. When I would give her a bath, the shouting time in heaven would come on and she was so weak, Cristy, she would go like this. It's shouting time in heaven. And move her little arms. I don't know why she's probably thinking, oh Lord, take me home. So my daughter-in-law doesn't have to give me a bath anymore. I don't know why that song just came to my mind, but it's so funny. The old songs that bring you back to your childhood. So
Well, us especially. You guys, we hope you enjoyed Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. As always, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for the liking, for rating and review, for subscribing, for sharing, all that stuff you guys do. None of it goes unnoticed. We actually notice all of it. And I just appreciate it so very much. And we love you guys. 10poundtakedown.com. That's the place to go if you want to try us out and see if this is the lifestyle for you. Become a rebel. We would love to have you. Cari, thank you again.
To Grunt Style. Thank you again.
Thank you for the shirts.
We're available if you would like to sponsor either of us.
All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you're not subscribed already, please be sure to do that right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you could do me a quick favor and rate and review this podcast. That would be just so helpful. Speaking of help, let me know if I can help you. Go to coderedlifestyle.com, check out my programs, and see what we can do for you. Until next time, Rebel on.